Okay, so after a emphatic 2-1 win, well, it was basically 3 goals we scored, but 2-1 win over Wigan Athletic at the weekend. PNE faced Coventry on Tuesday night, and we've walked away with, you'll never fucking guess what, boys. It's not like we've seen this scoreline once or twice this season. This might be like the, ninth time, whatever, a 0-0 again. We're getting back to form, as you can tell. Anyways, jokes aside, I'm not actually displeased with this, and I'm going to explain why in just a momento. But first, the breakdowns of the halves. So of course, the first half didn't have too much going on. Both sides had a couple of shots, with none of North End's being on target in the first half. But overall, the play was a lot better than what we had seen against Wigan, with us applauding and cheering the lads at half time, and it was something that was refreshing to see. We even heard the chant of Ryan Law's Super White Army for the first time in what I think is about 5 weeks, which is crazy. Anyways, it was only a small chant, but it was a chant regardless. The second half was a bit slower, but the real chances and opportunities came in this half, none of which were executed sadly, with a tap-in being cleared last minute and Delap sending a tap-in wide not long after, which was the biggest chance of the game, and it was absolutely wasted. So that's a big shame. But anyways, let's go over the stats, shall we? Let's see what they account for. So we had 14 shots in total. They had 11. We had 2 of them on target. They have 4. So they have more on target, with Woodman making a couple of good catches, but all in all, like you say, it is what it is, really. Not many on target, but the shots were there. There were definitely some efforts behind these shots. We were putting in a good shift. It's just that little bit of quality that was lacking, which is a shame. And of course, you want to have that quality and whatnot, but sometimes it's just not feasible. But I do reckon we could have got more out of this game if we just give it that little bit more of a push. But yeah, this will now leave us in 12th still. Coventry advanced, but of course, they were points ahead anyway, so it's irrelevant and all that lovely stuff. So yeah, disappointing of course, but it is what it is. But let's go over these player ratings, shall we? So Woodman an 8, another clean sheet, solid shift in between the sticks. Again, I told you last time, shut up. Kept out Doyle and Allen in the first half and held Wilson as his Brand's skidded shot late in the second. Dealt with everything that came his way, I think that's supposed to say that. Yeah, Woodman gave a good shift. I didn't think he did much wrong this time, to be fair, so that's good. Story a 7, which he was in right centre-back. And Diaby, this is what really baffled me. Diaby was centre-back. As soon as the game began, and we saw players take the formations, and Diaby was in the centre-back, I was so scared. I was very scared looking at the team sheet, let alone seeing how they played, because I saw there was no Hughes, no Cunningham. So Lindsay and Diaby, obviously I thought Lindsay would be at the centre-back and Story would be at right-back and Diaby would slot in at left-back, or the other way around. I thought Lindsay would stay in the middle, but no, they put Diaby in the centre and they put Lindsay on the left side, and Diaby actually had a very good shift. But Lindsay, he just did fine enough. But I see a lot of people giving him shit because of this game, but let's not forget he's played out of position. But for what it's worth, I think he did his best. Maybe. Potts a 6, plenty of effort and endeavour. Didn't carry much of a threat in the first half, but got more involved offensively in the second, which he did make a couple of good runs. Letson a 6. Continued in front of the defence and Whiteman out suspended, which is back next game. Some loose moments in the first half, but put himself about all night and improved as the game went on. I need to yawn. Okay, Alan Brown a 7. Committed shift from the skipper who battled away in the middle. Almost played Cannon through with a delightful pass in the first half and sent a stopping header at the goal in the second, which was caught. Alvaro an 8, which was fantastic performance. Bright performance from the Spaniard. Defended as well as we've seen him defend, putting some nicely timed tackles and nullifying a threat down the right. Had some lively runs in himself and asked some questions. He also made a very nice turn, which I'm probably should try and get the clip up in a minute. Johnson an 8, brought control to the performance. Created the big chance of the first half for Evans and sent a shot wide himself. Was probing all evening and looked the likely one to make something happen. 2 good games for DJ now. Evans a 6, back in the team. With more of a focal point to hit and work. Tried to make life horrible for defenders, but his link-up play was hot and cold. Had North End's best chance of the match. I'd say second best, but sent his shot wide of the mark. I would probably say with Evans, he's a bit rusty still. He's had 4 matches out, and I probably would have benched him personally, but it is what it is. Cannon a 6, started the game sloppy with loose touches, but grew into it and worked tirelessly off the ball, closing down defenders, making runs behind, was waiting for the one golden chance with a couple of efforts blocked in each half. Right, substitutes, Delap, 5. Brought on for the final 15, didn't really get up to the pace, sent a massive chance wide off the mark from close range, which was ridiculously poor. I just thought he was poor. He just didn't really do anything. I'd give him a 4 really, or even a 3. Parrott a 6, chased lost causes, tried to prevent the spark in the final third, imposed himself on the match a bit more than Delap did, hence the higher rating. Woodburn a 5, I would really give him less than that, I'd give him a 4. It was brought on for freshness, but minimal impact. You can't warrant a 5 then, because he literally did nothing. Anytime he had the ball, he lost it straight away. He was always falling over. I'm sorry, but Ben Woodburn he's pure, he's crap. The only good game he's had is Blackburn. Other than that, he's had no other good games. He's garbage. I really do not like him. And then Ornament a 5, introducing injury time. Introducing injury time. Had to try and help defend in and around his box, but he was goosed after coming on the pitch for about 3 minutes. So yes, he's not match fit, but again, is what it is. Now, the gaffer's reaction, and this is something I want to talk about, because this can get a little bit controversial, hence I've gone for the shorter side of things. But Ryan Lowe here now, disappointed we couldn't get the 3, we lacked a bit of quality in the final third, but the good signs were us creating chances. I thought we played some fantastic stuff today against a good team. Sometimes they do allow you to do that. The effort and determination was all there, and I thought we looked a little bit back to us. We got in the faces, we're on the front foot, it's a performance I'm very pleased about. We keep the marksmen quiet, so fair play to Bambo and the defenders. They did very well. If you can't win it, don't lose it. I thought we were worthy of the 3 points potentially. I definitely thought we were. We'll skip over that for a minute. Team news, we will have Whiteman and Brady back from suspension this weekend. And Brady, okay, already. And Cunningham will be available as well. He'll be training on Thursday after a bump, so that's fine, okay. Right, now this is something I want to go over as well, about Ryan Lowe. He opening up about the Wigan game. That's what we've just read. Is part of that as well. I think when you win one, it always lists it because it's like anything but thank you, because it means a lot, and that it means a lot, that does. I know sometimes people will get mixed messages or whatever, but trust me, I'm doing everything I possibly can to make sure the team is coached properly, that they can give a good account of themselves and pick up points to try and finish as high as we possibly can, and sort out all of the players and my staff. It doesn't go unnoticed when that happens, the atmosphere, because you can feel the vibe. It is big, deep Dale, but it's a small and condensed space and you can hear everything. So yeah, brilliant, thank you. And we just keep going again, on to the next one. Saturday, this is what I highlighted. Saturday, I was an emotional wreck. I don't know what it was, I swear to God. I never even had a drink Saturday. I just got home and I was like, ugh. I was absolutely knackered, and then we were in the morning. So yeah, it's just relentless, isn't it? But you go in Sunday morning with a smile on your face and the lads are having the brekkie, everyone's smiling, talking about it, and you're building on Monday for Tuesday's game. You come in then here with a bit and feel of a buzz. We've got the hoodoo off our back by performing and winning a derby. It's not really a derby, is it? So let's keep building and seeing where it takes us. I have to keep my enthusiasm high. I have a mask on and you have to, because I cannot let anyone see my emotions. I can't. I just can't. And especially when I go home to the family. So I have to make sure that I stand up, front-footed, bald shoulders, and bring it. That is what I've been used to, and that is what I will continue to do with the help of everybody. And they are 2 concerning points, because as somebody that never did, the emotional stuff myself, like hiding it from everyone, it definitely clouds your head, and you are not in a good mindset and a mind space at all. So maybe holding back all this emotion, that's why he comes out with all this bullshit. I'm not making excuses for Ryan Lowe before anyone else watches this and starts giving me shit again, because I'm not defending Ryan Lowe. I'm trying to give an argument from my point of view, especially in a situation such as mental health, which is something that I think is very important that not a lot of people understand. Of course, same with Alan Bratton when he gave that honest interview against Burnley. He came out the next day and said, oh yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but that's probably because he was told not to say that, which is no fault of his own, of course. But when it comes to Ryan Lowe, and he's coming out with all this other stuff saying about the brand and whatnot, he's trying to just persuade himself that he's in the right place. He's not being honest with himself. He's trying to persuade himself that he's good enough at what he's doing, and what he's doing is good enough. Because he doesn't want to look like a fraud. He doesn't want to look like this. He doesn't want to look like that. He'd rather be the top man and get on with it and just see if it works. But fair enough, that's what he's been used to and it's what he does. But at the same time, it's no good for yourself. And if you carry on doing it, it's going to get worse for you, for the team, and for the club, and it's going to be a big mess, and everything's going to go wrong at once. So I don't suggest you do what Ryan Law's doing, but yeah. Anyway, Saturday I was an emotional wreck. I don't know what it was, I swear to God, never had a drink. I think it's mainly just because, you know, you've come off of winning a home game after so long. You had a draw the week before at home, and that got a little bit of the shake off, and then you had a win. It's probably relief. Emotional wreck, he was like, he don't know what it was. It was probably just relief, because he's like, oh, thank God, you know, we've finally done it. But now it's about keeping that up. You can't do it the once and then just say, oh, I'm done. You know, you've got to continue it. So let's hope it does. Not only for the team's sake, but for his mental health, because mental health is very important and more people should be aware of that. Right, anyways, final points now. We've got the points to make, which was DJ and Bambo being probably the best players on the pitch. Actually, no, but before we do that, I want to go to my Twitter page. Before I do that, I want to come to my Twitter. Follow me, by the way, if you haven't already. And I want to address something. I don't remember where it was, actually. This. I found this in one of the interviews that Ryan did, and it says, I say to the lads all the time that I'll accept a lack of quality at times, but not a lack of effort. But we'll just stop there, because you will accept a lack of quality at times. Why? I don't know if that's a Ryan problem or a Ridsdale problem, but it's a problem. You should be putting in effort, but at the same time, you know, you can't just give a half-ass shift, because effort and quality are very similar things. You can't confuse the two. But yeah, no, you need to have that quality there, because if you don't have the quality, like we did in the final third against Coventry, you're not going to score a goal and you're not going to win. Simple stuff. And then the other one I wanted to talk about was with Alvaro and his absolute techers. Watch this. This is probably one of the best players I've seen from Alvaro all season. That is beautiful. Now, if I was Alvaro Fernandez, or you was Alvaro Fernandez, what would you do here? Would you pass it through here to Cannon and Evans, who are waiting to receive the ball? Or would you just pass it to the right, out wide, to Alan Brown, who will further pass it out wide? But I don't think he did. I think he actually put it in the box, to be fair. Or tried to, because by the looks of things, the man got on it. But it was stupid. The run was fantastic, and everything was going really well, until we got to this stage. Why didn't you, like, yeah, fair enough, you've just turned, you're still getting your bearings, and this is the safest option. But my God, Evans is asking for it. Play the through ball. Evans can do the half turn and get on with it. Play the through ball. This is what I don't understand about North End. It's everything is just play it wide, play it wide. We're a threat wide. Are we a threat? We don't score any goals when we go wide. Compared to when we go down in the middle and we push deep, we score. Play the through ball. You know what I mean? Because the easiest thing you can do is play out wide, because there's a shit ton of space, because no one's going down there, because no one's marking it. But then when you get there and you've got two lads marking you, and then everyone else is in the box being marked, by the time you put a ball in, you know, we're not getting on that. We're too small. We're not physical enough. It's gone. So I'd like to see more runs like this. You don't have to do all the the fancy turns, but just a simple basic run like this into the space. And if there's a receiver, fair enough, Cannon looks a little bit offside there, and they probably would have given that, to be fair. Those refs were very tight with the offside. But let's just say Cannon were a bit back or whatever else like that. Was he ever in a position not offside like there? Fair enough, you've just come off the turn, so it's a bit more difficult to do. But let's say you get to there, you can still play the through ball. It's easiest to chip it that way, especially as a left footer, but I'd be trying to play the through ball there, because that could lead to a goal very easily as long as you don't overhit it. But yeah, anyways, now I'll get back onto what I was saying before about the points to make. So DJ and Bambo and Alvaro are good games. The ref didn't give much our way as per usual. Woodman challenged a bit, and Ben Woodburn is pretty crap. The pros, we had a good performance. Whiteman's back the next game, and then we finally looked like we was playing attacking football for once. And only one con, which was we missed the crucial chances of the game. But yeah, other than that, thank you all for tuning in. Again, I will probably see you at the weekend. I'm not going to cover the FA Youth Cup video. I'm going to go and watch it, so that's a thing, but I'm not going to cover the video. Sorry, cover the game. If we make it to the final, however, I will cover that. But beside that, yep, thank you for watching, and I will see you all whenever that may be, I believe, at the weekend. So yes, I shall see you all then.